All right, welcome everybody. It's the Intern podcast once again on Thursdays. Coming to you guys today. We got me, Jazak. We have Dean and Ned. Go ahead and say hi, you guys.
What's going on?
All right. So, how's y'all's day so far today, man?
Another day.
Yeah.
I have a massive amount of homework I haven't started yet because I'm a procrastinating dumbass.
Oh God. Well, all right then.
Sounds good.
So, you guys, what about this game coming up, man, against the Bears?
So excited.
I hope Eli doesn't get crippled by Mac.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about Khalil Mack, man. I don't think Chad Wheeler's got what it takes, man.
Come on. You don't have faith in the elite wheel?
Oh man, I don't know, dude.
The elite wheel.
I mean, I've never spent Nate Solder on Khalil Mack. I'm, even more so about Chad Wheeler. They're gonna have him lined up against Chad Wheeler. Oh man, they're gonna have him lined up against Chad Wheeler.
We're gonna need like 3 people blocking him.
It's terrifying. I'm absolutely terrified. But I guess let's go ahead.
Trubisky's out though.
Well, all right. Let me ask you guys this. Okay, somebody's got a phone vibrating, guys. That's kind of chill.
Yeah, I hear that too.
But I'll tell you what. So, considering we have a chance to win, which I don't really think, I don't really think we have a chance to win this. But considering we have a chance, what do you guys think it's going to take for us to win this game? And not the obvious answer like stopping Khalil Mack, because that's obvious. But what do you think's like a key thing that's gonna if we are gonna win this game? What do we have to do to win this game? Like, what's the one key thing that needs to be done?
What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, Ryan?
What's up?
What's up, bud?
What's up?
So what do you guys think it is? The one key thing we got to get done in order to win this game.
One key thing?
Yeah, and nothing obvious like stopping Khalil Mack. That's obvious. Besides stopping Khalil Mack, what do you think's the one thing that needs to be done if we even want a chance at winning this game?
We have to protect Eli Manning.
Okay, that's an obvious answer. But let's move on from that.
I got one.
Okay, go ahead.
Their secondary is pretty low key, actually.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
My thing is just running the ball efficiently because they have, in my opinion, an almost elite secondary, especially in their safety duo with Adrian Amos and Eddie Jackson, has been absolutely phenomenal. I mean,
oh my god, yeah.
Oh my god, he's been so freaking good, and I don't know if I want to throw the ball farther than 25 yards against the Bears safety duo. Like I'd be terrified to throw the ball farther than 25 yards down the field. So in my opinion, I think we're going to have to run the ball efficiently so that we can draw these safeties in, and then we can beat them over the top with Odell, because I don't think we're going to be able to just throw in these guys all day. We have to run the ball, in my opinion, if we want to win this game.
We're going to have to do like a lot of hit shots and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So let's try to not do what we did in the second half.
Yeah, and let Odell go off, and then out of nowhere just call him back. Which, by the way, I haven't seen a press conference like that. Has Shermer responded to why the hell Saquon didn't touch the ball in the second half, or to why Odell didn't touch the ball at all?
Yeah,
what was it? I didn't hear. What was it?
The holding calls and sacks put things off rhythm.
No, that's bullshit. That's not off rhythm. He didn't even call the plays. Off rhythm would be if he called the plays and they didn't work. They didn't even get called. Like Odell wasn't even in.
Well, no, that I think what I think he was trying to say was that essentially he got forced into changing up play calling because of the unfortunate setbacks of all that.
Especially with that Corey Coleman drop in the 3rd and 10.
Man, it almost looked like the Giants were like, all right, you know what, guys, let's run the table. And then they went into, the locker room at halftime and, hey, guys, you know what? Maybe we should just tank. And then they come back out all right, I think that's the plan. Let's go. They changed their mind, mid-game. No, let's just tank. You know what I mean? It almost looked like they were like, fuck yeah, dude, let's run this table. And then they're like, no, let's just tank, you guys. It sounds funner. That's what it seems like.
Oh, fuck, guys. Tank. Let's go.
Hey, Herbert's pretty good.
One, two, three.
It's almost like when you're playing Madden against a friend, And like you want them to know you're better than they are, but you want to keep playing the game. So like you whoop their ass, and then at the end you let them win, so that you can say,
you let them come back.
so you can say let's get another game, and like it almost looked fake. I couldn't believe it. I was like, are we just gonna forget the first half ever happened? Like, that was. I don't want to talk about this too much because this is an over talked about topic already. Everybody's talking about Pat Shurmur, and there's a bunch of idiots out there like fire Pat Shurmur, and all this stuff, but.
Yes, please, let's become the new Cleveland Browns, firing coaches every fucking...
I'll tell you what, though. As stupid as that game was in the second half, the first half, in my opinion, showed that Shurmur's offense, when it's working, it's working.
Hell yeah.
Wow. When it's working, it is working. Shurmur's offensive play... Everybody was doubting his play calling, but in my opinion, the last 3 games, his play calling has looked pretty good,
Also, we did almost 350 yards in the first half, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eli Manning threw for 300 yards first half, his most since 2009, I think. Yeah.
I mean, I hate doing this whole "I told you so" thing, but dude, I told everybody, man. I was firm behind the fact that Saquon's a monster, and look at this kid, man. He's just so special.
Who was disagreeing with you?
Yeah, a lot of people were disagreeing with me. This was quite a bit. In my opinion, I think the Giants fan base was pretty split evenly between Saquon Barkley and no Saquon Barkley. I think they were split quite evenly. 40. Yeah, it might have been 60-40. But man, I just love watching him play. He's so good.
Oh my god.
I just love watching him play. Every time he touches the ball, he just does something, and it's like, man.
I feel bad for him, honestly, because it's like if this kid had a half decent offensive line, he would have fucking shattered the rookie record
already. Imagine if we had Jamon Brown at the beginning of the season.
Could you imagine Saquon Barkley in the Rams offense? Could you imagine that? I mean, holy shit. Could you imagine the numbers Saquon Barkley puts up behind that Rams offense? That
would be insane.
I almost wish I could change time to see that happen. But I wanted to be on the Giants, so
Ooh, someone has an airplane coming by.
Yeah, somebody. But
fly by.
But oh my god.
Oh, that's a fire truck.
Cause I've talked about this before, and Todd Gurley, he leads the league in the most amount of yards before he gets touched, and it's 3.3 yards per carry before he gets touched, before he even gets contact at all. He averages 3.3 yards before he even gets touched. You imagine if Saquon did that? Saquon only averages, I think, 1.5 before he gets touched. Or something like that?
Well, fun fact, I actually did a bit of math here. And not to be too much of a statistics guy, but basically Saquon had some guy was talking to me and he was like, nah, man, Ezekiel Elliott is a better back than Saquon.
Oh,
I did a little bit of math, and Ezekiel Elliott has 46 more carries, and when you do the math for, and if you give Saquon his average yards per carries and give him that, and give him just his average yards per carries right now, he would be sitting at 1,049.8 yards, which is 24.2 yards behind Ezekiel Elliott. And Ezekiel Elliott has a much better line than Saquon does.
And he's literally the centerpiece of that offense, Yeah,
well, exactly. Yeah. It's
Saquon Barkley is the only weapon we have, but it's obvious that I think if last week it makes it obvious, if it wasn't already, that they're trying not to run Saquon consistently. You know what I mean? I think it's actually you can tell while watching these games. It's obvious they're doing their best not to give Saquon too many touches because they don't want to hurt him. It's pretty obvious that they're trying their best to limit Saquon Barkley.
I mean, Wayne Gallman played okay. He wasn't spectacular.
I'll tell you that. Obviously. I'll tell you one thing though. I feel like every time Wayne Gallman's in, he surprises me. If that makes any sense at all. I'm not saying Wayne Gallman is special. I'm not saying he's special. We can get rid of Saquon Barkley. I'm just saying that every time Wayne Gallman comes in, I'm like, oh fuck, now we don't have a chance on the ground. And then and every time it looks like Wayne Gallman is about to get stopped, he keeps moving. I'll tell you what, the guy can move his feet, and he makes people miss. I think he's a pretty decent second string running back because he produces. You know, like I'm more like a lot more so. I see Wayne Gallman doing something positive than negative when he's in. You know, and he surprises me consistently.
I mean, he's only like 215, but he runs like he's like 240.
I like him as like a relief running back.
Yeah, I don't think Gallman's the number one back, but I think he's a great second back. You know, he's like our Tevin Coleman, except, you know, Saquon Barkley is better than Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman, but still, you know what I mean? He's the guy who can come in and produce for Barkley when Barkley's tired, but not be so horrible that we have to throw Barkley in when he's exhausted. You know, he's like the rookie he's like Todd Gurley's backup. You know, he produces, but he's not as good as the starter. But he's good enough to give him a break. John Brown, that's his name, right? Yeah. Like, he's good enough to give him a break, but he's not good enough to keep in there forever.
All right, do we want to go to the topics?
Yeah, I was just about to mention, let's go ahead and move on to the topic. So this is a topic we've had sitting here since the past 3 shows.
You just broke up heavily on mine.
Oh, did I? Am I good? Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, so this is a topic I've been wanting to talk about that I've had here on the board for the past like 2 weeks. Let's go ahead and knock this one out. And is Landon Collins going to get franchise tagged, or are we going to get a deal done with this guy? And which one should we do?
Honestly, I think he's going to get franchise tagged for a year, and then we're going to sign him next year once all this dead money comes off the cap space.
Yeah. I think so, too. I think he's going to get tagged for sure. But I think he's going to get a long-term deal like Odell did. I think he's going to get a long-term. I don't think he's going to get a 4-year deal. I think he's going to get like a 5-6 year deal. I'd sign him to his 31. I'd give him a max contract. I'd sign him to his. I'd sign him for 7 years.
No, dude. Honestly, I'd take advantage of the fact that the market for safeties is significantly saturated.
Yeah, you're right.
And I mean, you know, I don't. It's not that I hate Landon Collins. It's that I want what's best for the team, and what's best for the team is that he takes less money.
Well, here's the thing: like, if you can sign him, but he's a safety though. It's not like he's going to take a cap hit like Odell Beckham is. You know, he's not going to hit our cap that bad. And the longer term deals are always easier on the cap. So if you can get him in like a 5-6 year deal, and the cap hit isn't that bad, why not do it? I mean, if he wants like a 3-year big contract, big cap hit deal, then I'm don't get me wrong, I'm fine with trading him or releasing him if we really have to. But if he's willing to take like a decently cap hit longer deal, which I'm 99% sure he does, since Landon Collins has gone on record saying that he wants to retire a New York Giant, I say give it to him. If we can give him a long-term deal and it not damage the cap, I mean, finding a good safety isn't crazy hard, but finding an elite safety is very hard. And I think we have our hands on an elite in the box strong safety. And we have him for cheap right now, so why not sign him for a long-term deal and really lock him up? You know, I mean, like I said, a good safety is easy to find. An elite safety is very hard to find, and I think Collins is elite. You know,
the tag would pay him like $14 million for 1 year, I think, somewhere around there.
I mean, franchise tagging is going to hurt him worse than it's going to hurt our cap worse than sending him a long-term deal. But like Ryan said, we got all this dead cap that we need to relieve first. Okay, somebody in the chat just said that Landon Collins has been playing like garbage this year. Oh, what do you mean?
I mean, he hasn't been playing as like
he hasn't been playing as elite as he was last year, but he's still been playing great. I don't know what you're talking about. In coverage, he hasn't been as good, but in terms of run stops, I think Landon Collins is up there in the league for the most run stops in the NFL right now. Not even run stops, just playing like stops in general. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
And you can make the argument that perhaps the coverage stuff might be due to changes in schemes from Betcher.
Yeah,
definitely. What do you call it?
Yeah, I think it's very fun off. I mean, Marco
fumble.
just said in the chat, he's got a point. He said it's all about upfront money, which is true. Every player wants to get as much money as they can right then and there because, you know, the NFL's not guaranteed. So they want to make sure they get as much money as they can right then in that moment. You know, I mean, he's got a point. Missed tackles every game. I don't know what games you're watching.
It's always right.
I don't know what games you're watching, dude. I think I've seen him miss a few tackles, but not as much to say missed tackles every game, as in multiple every single game. I don't know what game you're watching.
I'm pretty sure he's led the Giants in tackles every year since he's been here. Maybe
pretty much, yeah. He is leading the league in tackles. Year, so I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. Billy Jones,
been over 100 tackles.
You're a bit late. Don't even worry about it, buddy. You're barely late. You're 13 minutes late. Not even a big deal. But yeah, I just want to say to the listeners in there, we do have The Discord link up there on the top of the screen, as you can see it right there. If you want to hop in Discord, you can come in here, talk to us, one-on-one conversations. We'll pull you in. We can answer a few questions, and we will go ahead and move on if you guys want to come in here and ask us personal questions. But for now, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next topic, which I think this is also an overused topic, but I think every week this topic becomes relevant again, and it's does Janoris Jenkins need to get traded?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Explain.
Well, I mean, on the last show that I was on, I broke out his numbers and his cap hit, and he's making something like 14 million with like 16 against the cap or somewhere around there. I got to go back and check, but I mean, he's going to be 30 or 31. He's lost a step. He's admitted to taking it easy towards the end of a game, taking plays off. I mean, you're paying somebody 14 to 16 million a year, and they're not producing at the level that they should be. And if we can get something good in a package, a deal, a pick, a player, whatever, then it's worth it. Save money in the cap, save money, and I don't know, build to the draft. But he's making way too much money. Statistics aren't where they've been, and he's, in my opinion, has lost a step or two.
Well, I think he's a poor man's Marcus Peters. You know, he's really like over aggressive with the ball.
Yeah.
You know, which could either be a good thing or a bad thing, but he definitely has lost a step, and he's not playing very well. He's getting burnt a lot.
Yeah.
This is
Prince Mukamara is playing better than him, huh?
my opinion is going to tie into one of the later topics. So all I'm going to say is that there is a very good-looking cornerback in the draft that I think.
If you say Greedy Williams, back off. I think Greedy Williams is good. I think people are overrating the guy. I think DeAndre Baker is easily the best cornerback in this draft. I don't even think Greedy Williams is top 2 cornerback in this year's draft. And people call me insane for that, but oh man.
Greedy has such a good name. Like that name is like awesome for a cornerback.
Greedy Williams is a great name. Yeah, don't get me wrong. That's like a
but
that's a
it also
superstar name.
totally...
Yeah, Greedy, like come on now, dude. Like, you know what I mean? The guy was meant to play his cornerback. But we can save this. We can save this cornerback talk for later, like about the rookies, because I definitely want to bring this topic up later. Which I understand what you're going at, Ned. I see what topic you're talking about. We can definitely come back into that later. But so this topic kind of strings off of the does Jenkins need to get traded? It's kind of about realistically, what do you think we can get for a 30-year-old quarterback who has like Dean said, has shown to take a step back and has a huge cap hit? I mean, what team is going to want a cornerback who's in my opinion, the only team I can think of, the only kind of teams I can think of that are going to want to take Jenkins are teams that maybe are close to winning Super Bowl but need just a little bit extra help. So, like, you're not going to find any desperate team with a lot of cap who's going to take him. You're going to find a team that needs a win now. You know, maybe a team
the Rams take him back,
like
huh?
the Texans. The Rams aren't going to take him back. They got Marcus Peters, and they got to keep Talib. I mean, what kind of teams, first off, do you think are even going to want him, and what can we get for this guy? I mean, I used to say if he was playing good this year, I would say maybe a second, third rounder. But after seeing how he's playing, like even if Jenkins had his best year of his career this year, I'd still say let's trade him. Even if he had the best year of his career this year, I'd say let's trade him. But
because we still got 3 years in his contract.
That's what I'm saying. Like I can't see a single team that wants to pick up Jenkins because, like you said, I don't think he's been productive. He hasn't been that productive. He's old. His cap hit is huge. Like, I want to trade him, but I don't think we can. I don't know a single team who's going to look at Jenkins' cap hit, who's going to look at him and be like, I'll take that guy. Because I know if he was a free agent and we needed the cornerback, I wouldn't be looking at him. You know, I'm not giving up. I wouldn't give up a single pick for Jenkins. So do we need to trade him? Yeah, but can we like, do we need to trade him? Yes. Can we trade him is a whole nother question. It's a whole nother thing that I'm not even sure is possible. Vernon's is another. Maybe Vernon. I think we could actually move Vernon. I don't know if we can even move Jenkins. Is the thing.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do one quick thing. People in the chat, tell us if there's like any audio issues for anyone, because I know last time we had that issue with Dean sounding too low, if I remember correctly.
No, that was
the first one.
That was nothing like that. That was on my end. I had to fix that myself. That is nothing like that.
All right.
Speaking of the chat, Mike Dean says trade Landon Collins and move Janoris Jenkins to safety. This isn't Madden. I love you to death, Mike Dean, but this is not Madden, buddy. You can't be doing stuff like that. This is not Madden.
Someone said, Mike Dean, are you okay?
This guy's like, oh no.
Mike Dean,
They're letting him have it.
Convert
last name,
Odell
bro.
to
So I'll roll
quarterback.
with you.
Convert Odell
Let
to
Odell play
quarterback.
corner. No, you saw him throw that ball to Saquon. Let him play QB.
Yeah.
Realistically, though,
guys,
that's like I said, guy. I don't know if we can trade Jenkins. I don't know if we can. I think we have to keep him and just eat that cap. Like I don't.
Yeah, but that's a lot of money, dude.
I have a great idea. Let's take Olivier Vernon and let's make him our right tackle.
He'd probably do pretty good. All right, so I'm sorry if you guys hear screams in the background. My beloved mother is watching the Dallas Cowboys. She's a Cowboys fan, bless her heart. All right, let's go and move on from Jenkins. Let's move on from Jenkins. And now I want to talk about Vernon. So same question. Should we trade Vernon? And if we are, what realistically can we actually even get for the guy, if anything?
Absolutely, I think we should. Go ahead first, buddy.
Thank you. I say yes because there's definitely teams out there that would want. There's teams out there with very weak edge defenders, like the Jets. Who else is very weak edge defenders? Probably the
Cardinals.
Rams.
The Cardinals.
The Cardinals, yeah.
The Cardinals could use him.
Besides Chandler Jones.
There's quite a bit of teams that could use
the Cardinals
an edge
are
defender.
tanking just like us.
Yeah. I mean, there's quite a bit of teams that could use an edge defender.
I think he's
But here's
the
the thing, though,
defender.
guys. Here's the thing, though, right? So this is something I want to say. This is something I want to get into before we start talking about. Oh, these teams need edge defenders, so we can trade them. You know who else? You know who also needs edge rushers and edge defenders besides other teams in the league? We do. We need
Us,
them.
yeah.
Have you seen our pass
but at
rush?
that price,
we need them
though?
too. Yeah, I know that. I'm not defending Vernon's price to performance. I'm not defending that. Right? I think if I could trade him, I would. But what I'm saying is, can we afford to trade him? Can we afford to trade him when we need edge rushers so bad?
I think you could.
Yes.
Let me just say
keep in mind, this is I'm playing devil's advocate here, so I don't need anybody roasting me, calling me stupid for, saying I want to keep Vernon. I'm playing devil's advocate here. I'm just trying to ask questions.
All right, let me rebuttal on this. Okay, I don't know his exact money, but I know it's like 16, 17 mil a year, a high cap hit. Listen, the guy missed 5 games so far this year.
Yeah.
I think he missed like 12 the year before or the year before that. He's injury prone. Okay. He's never on the field. And the guy's making money, top 7, 8 defensive end money, and he's never on the field. You can't count on him. So if we could get rid of him, get rid of that cap, take that salary off the books, I'd be fine with like a Kerry Wynn, plug in a Kerry Wynn and see where we land in the draft. Maybe we could package him for trade him to a team. They'll give us like a 3rd or 4th round pick, and then we could maybe do a deal with Jenkins and him. I don't know, but at that much money, I'd rather pay Kerry Wynn what he's making, and I think he could be more productive on the field than Olivier has.
I mean, off topic though. How about Kerry Wynn, man? Off topic.
Dude, I've always liked Kerry Wynn, man. He's a beast.
But yeah, all right. So now, realistically, I mean, we all agree we need to trade him, right?
Yeah.
But realistically, what can we get for a guy like Dean has said has been injury prone, has not lived up to his contract? What can we get for a guy like that?
And it's maxed out at 8.5 sacks. I think in his career is the highest.
Exactly. I mean, what can we get for a guy? I mean, but then again, don't just look at sacks, because the following 2 years, Vernon, in my opinion, maybe not lived up to his contract statistically, but in terms of presence has. At least the first year we picked him up, in my opinion, I think he actually did live up to his contract. If you look at the run stuffing numbers, like if you look at his run stuffing ability, the first year we picked him up off contract, I mean, it was phenomenal. I mean, his run stuff.
And he played 16 games that year too, I think.
Yeah, I mean, his run stuff was absolutely insane. If he was producing the same way he was the first year we signed him, I think he'd be worth it, but he's not. So realistically, what do you guys think we're going to get for a guy like that?
Like 3rd? Because
no way.
No.
Well,
we'll have to eat some of that money.
Pretty.
Maybe a 4th
saturated.
and a 5th if we're lucky.
Yeah.
Or could we throw in one of our 4ths and him for somebody for a higher draft pick? Because what do we got? Like 4 4th rounders, Ned? You were saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know.
So what if we traded him and a 4th round pick to a team for a 3rd round pick,
or like a second? Here's my thing, right? I know this isn't Madden, man. This isn't Madden, but what if we tried to package together like Vernon, Jenkins, and like maybe a 4th round pick, and try and get up maybe even a 1st round or 2nd round pick out of something like that? I could see that.
Oh, so try to give people 2 cap nightmares at once.
I mean, some teams are dumb. Yeah. There's got to be some idiot ass team out there besides us.
I think you're vastly overestimating the.
I know. I'm hopefully speaking realistically speaking. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. The question is, yes, we do need to train him, and realistically, we could probably get like a 4th, 5th rounder if we're lucky. Next one is, this is going to be, I think this is definitely going to be a torn topic between people here, is should the Giants have made an attempt for Reuben Foster? And I think, Ned, you went ahead and brought this topic up to light, so if you want, you can go and speak on this one first.
Yeah, no,
You're going to wait?
This guy's a fucking moron.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just so we're clear, first, he's been arrested 3 times. Once was for weed, which, if that was the only thing, I wouldn't give a fuck about, signing him. I don't care if someone, smokes weed.
Unless it's like a consistent problem where he's never playing because he keeps smoking weed, then we got a problem. But
like Will Hill.
Yeah, but if it was like once and caught, and then I don't have a problem. But if he's got like a Josh Gordon thing where it just doesn't stop, then we got a problem. But
yeah.
Did he beat up his girlfriend too, though, real bad?
That's the recent one. I don't know if it was confirmed or if it was alleged. I don't know if it was alleged or if that was confirmed.
So second one was his girlfriend was him being. The second one was him being accused of beating his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Which he got out of by saying she had a history of false accusations, and there wasn't any evidence.
I think she actually did come out and say she lied, though, didn't she?
Yeah.
He was falsely accused of beating his girlfriend. So I mean, good for him, because I think too much guys suffered from that shit. So,
here was the most recent one was him taking that same girlfriend to.
He didn't learn the first time.
Yeah, exactly. That's the fucking issue. And that's why I'm saying for that alone, it's not fucking worth it.
Yeah, you got to be stupid to go out with a chick who just falsely accused you of beating her. And
then get back with her.
Yeah. How many times
she must have been crazy hot.
How many times is this going to happen?
Yeah.
Before,
so what was the most recent? What's his most recent problem? What was that? I thought that was
accused him of beating him.
Yeah, same thing, right? She just accused him of beating him again.
Yeah.
The second time in a row, the same girl just accused him of beating her. I don't know if she was lying again. This is just alleged. We don't know if she's lying again, or if maybe he actually did do it this time. Maybe he was like, you know what, you want to lie about it this time, you're gonna get hit. Talk shit, get hit. So I don't know if that's what's going on here, or if she's lying again. Either way, a guy with that much problem. I mean, don't get me wrong. Reuben Foster's talent is up there. I don't think that's questionable. I don't think his talent's up for question right now. I think Reuben Foster's talent is just, oh my God. I mean, he's a great linebacker. Oh wow. But this guy is the definition of a head case, And I don't.
The brass and the Giants do not like taking players on with problems. Look at when Ahmad Bradshaw got drafted, they almost didn't draft him because he got arrested for stealing a PlayStation 2 game out of the dorm room. Somebody left their dorm room door open. He went in there and took a PlayStation game, got arrested, and they made a big deal about that. They almost didn't draft him. So for somebody that's going to have, and look, we had that kicker. What was his name? He beat his wife. We cut him.
Gold?
The kicker.
Oh, yeah. Lawrence
Gold.
Tynes, right? No, it wasn't Lawrence Tynes. Josh Brown. It was Josh Brown. No, it was Josh Brown.
Yeah, it was Brown.
It was Brown. And he actually did do it, though. He came out and said he did do it. So I agreed with him getting dropped. If it was alleged, then I'm like, let's see what goes on, if he really did it or not. But he straight up said, yeah, I hit her. And I was like, all right, you got to go.
Yeah, then. but the point is, this jackass has a girlfriend, falsely accuses him of beating her. And what does he do? Oh, yeah, I'm going to keep
out with her again.
And I'm going to take her on a road trip to LA.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant.
You got to be an idiot. You got to be an idiot.
If this is the sort of decision-making skills he's got, what would fucking happen in New York?
Yeah. Yeah. So, no, I don't think the Giants are... Just the question of that, I don't think any of us think the Giants should have made an attempt at Foster. And I'm surprised the Redskins did it. And I'm sure he'll play great for 2 games and then get suspended again somehow. If he doesn't, good on him. If he doesn't, good on him.
They're not playing him.
I know, I'm talking about next year, obviously. But yeah, you know. So all right. So now I want to go ahead and bring up a topic that you know, that's not on the board here. That Jeffrey, shout out to Jeffrey Abbey again, by the way, guys. He's always in our chat. Shout out to you, Jeffrey. What's up, buddy? He says free agent right tackle Darrell Williams, please. Bring back Spencer Pulley or Jalapeno. What do you guys? I mean, here's my thing about that. There's a lot of good tackles, right tackles coming into the free agency this year, and I would love Darrell Williams. He's only like 25, 26 years old. A great young right tackle. I mean, I would love to sign him. I'd pay him big money. But the thing is, I can't see the Panthers not re-signing him. Yeah, I would want to do it before the draft, too. Get him in. That way, in case we don't get a shot at somebody like Dalton Risner, then we don't have to worry about it. If we don't get a shot at somebody like Dalton Risner, then, you know. But
yeah, definitely. I mean, like, and it also gives us, like, leverage so that we don't have to overpay for, like we had to do with Solder.
Actually, no. I want to sign him. Yeah, I want to sign him before the draft, dude. Like, I think we need a staple on I mean, even Pro Football Focus talked about how he's probably the best tackle to go after, I think, in the free agency. And they didn't say he's just the best one available. Like, he's actually good. Like, even they mentioned this is actually a really good tackle free agency class that we got here. And Darrell Williams has been great for the Panthers. So,
whatever happened with Brett Jones? Where did he go to when we cut him?
Vikings.
Yeah, Brett Jones on the Vikings. He's starting for the Vikings right now.
That was a bad move on us by letting him go.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, all right. So Darrell Williams, 26 years old. I mean, I think we can sign this guy to like a 5-6 year deal. I mean, he's a solid right tackle. His pass blocking has been pretty good. He's a great run blocker. I know that's for sure. I think I think we have to go after Darrell Williams. Like, he's my big attack. It actually sucks because in Madden, in the free agency, the Panthers always re-sign him, so I never get a shot at him. I know this isn't Madden, but you know. But realistically, that's what I would. But here's the thing, though. I don't think the Panthers would not sign him. Like, you can't just let go of a young tackle like that. So I don't see the Panthers not re-signing him unless they've already been confirmed that they're not going to or something like that. Because I see a lot of people talking about
don't they already have to pay the other tackle?
I think so. I don't know, because like Pro Football Focus was talking about it like he is going to be a right tackle. Like, he is going to be not a right tackle. Like he is going to be available. But I mean, I don't know if that if the Panthers or him has come out and said they're both like it's over. Like he's going to go somewhere else next year. Like, he is going to be a free agent because Pro Football Focus on the YouTube channel was talking about it like it's for sure he's going to be a free agent. But I know if I was the GM, he wouldn't be going anywhere. You know.
You think we could get Nate Solder to take a pay cut or?
No, that's not gonna happen.
I mean, because with Vernon and on the books, I don't see us having a lot of salary cap
space. In my opinion, the biggest problem we face has been signing these players to desperate. Our biggest problem is that we haven't been attacking our needs when we've been attacking our needs way too late. Therefore, we've been overpaying for subpar talent. That's the biggest killer of the Giants these past years. Has been overpaying for subpar talent because we've been so desperate and didn't attack the needs before they became problems. You know.
Definitely.
That's the problem here. And Jeffrey said the same thing. Anyway. He said, I think Jeffrey's right. He said that he would be a depth signing. Like if Darrell Williams stayed with the Panthers, he'd be like a depth player sign, but he'd be a starter for somewhere else. Which I don't understand how. Like, you must have some pretty good tackles if Darrell Williams is a depth player for you. I don't know what the tackles are for the Panthers, but holy shit, if that's a depth player, then if that's a depth player, then holy shit. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think Darrell Williams is somebody we have to attack because if Darrell Williams isn't there, I think we need to get Dalton Risner, who, in my opinion, is the best offensive lineman in this year's class. Well, he's the best pass blocker. That's 100% for sure. He's the best pass blocker. But
isn't he a guard?
No, he's a right tackle.
Oh, he's a tackle.
Yeah, he's a tackle.
My bad.
It's okay. Yeah, he's a tackle. And then I would love to get Max Sharping, who I think we can pick up in like the third round. He's a left tackle. He's actually a left tackle, but I would love to move him to guard. I think he's a guard in the NFL, but a tackle in college. He's like a really big, strong guy. He once he's holding on to you, you're not going anywhere. He's real strong. His feet aren't that good. That's why I think he needs to move to guard. But otherwise, he's like a Will Hernandez-esque player, in my opinion. I think he would be a great opposite side of Will.
Well, where would we put Jamon Brown then?
Jamon Brown? I don't know. Move him to center or replace him. I don't know.
Well,
I mean, Jamon Brown hasn't been playing like a superstar, you guys. I mean, everybody's acting like Jamon Brown. First off, Jamon Brown only had one decent game against the Eagles. I don't care about his game against the Niners. I don't care about it against the Bucks. His game against the Eagles was pretty good. In fact, I saw him let up some pressures a few times in the Eagles game. In my opinion, he had a decent game against the Eagles. Let's see how he plays against the Bears, and then we can really decide if Jamon Brown is a staple of the offensive line. All right, let's not forget that 2 of the 3 only games we've seen him play on were against 2 garbage defenses. All right, so let's see him play against
Brown
2 good defensive lines. Let's watch him play against 2 good defensive lines before we make an actual assessment of this guy, because the game against the Eagles, he had a 50-50 game. So let's not act like this guy's a staple on offensive line for the next 5 years.
Jamon Brown is like it's like looking at the iceberg damage done in the Titanic and saying, oh yeah, no, here, this rag's going to help. Yeah, maybe, but I don't know that that's a long-term solution. Like, he's fine, but there's a reason the Rams let him go.
That's just because he wasn't as good as the rest of the offensive linemen they have. I mean, they're the best run blocking. They're the best run blocking offensive line this year. So, I mean, statistically speaking, they've been the best run blocking offensive line. So they just didn't need Jamon Brown. I mean, he was their scraps. You know, he was their junk they didn't need anymore.
I mean, sure, but it's if he was really that good, they would have kept him on as a depth.
Yeah. All right, well, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, and this is one I'm pretty excited to talk about, and is if we're not in the top 3, which means that people like Nick Bosa, Ed Oliver, who I don't even think is worth the top 3 pick, but, you know, most people do, so we'll put him in there. So, like, Nick Bosa, Ed Oliver, maybe somebody like Cleveland Farrell, something like that. If those superstar-esque kind of those top-of-the-line players aren't available, so we don't have, like, a top 5 pick, who should we draft?
Herbert.
Ugh.
Herbie.
You want Justin Herbert?
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Strong arm, yet he could be a little shaky sometimes. I do admit that. But he just makes some of these throws sometimes that just like, wow, yeah.
Every once in a while, yeah, he makes one of those throws. So does Lamar Jackson.
She said if Bosa and Oliver weren't available?
Yeah, if Bosa and Oliver and like those big players weren't available, we have like maybe like a 12th overall pick, something like that. You know, we're not in like the crazy big top 10. Who's somebody we should take?
I think we're going to be in the top 10.
Yeah, I know that, but let's say we're not in like, okay, fine. Okay. Let's
say
we're
not
around
in
the top 5
right now.
Let's say we're not in the top 5.
Let's say top 10.
Let's say we're top 10, but we're not top 5. So somebody like the overrated Ed Oliver or Nick Bosa, people like them aren't going to be there for us. All right, but other good players will be.
Still be there?
What do you say?
Would Farrell still be there?
Cleveland Farrell? Absolutely not. No, he's like a top 5 pick. Cleveland Farrell's gone.
Damn it, I love him.
No, Cleveland Farrell's gone. He's better than Ed Oliver. He's gone. He's gone.
So good.
Oh yeah, Cleveland Farrell is the best interior. He's the best interior defensive lineman in the draft. He's gone. So who are you guys thinking? I mean, I'll go first since you guys for some reason are baffled. I think it's an easy pick. I think it's Josh Allen. I think it's statistically speaking, he's the. Oh, I love Josh Allen, dude. Because statistically, I mean, think about it. The number one problem with our defense right now, in my opinion, is quarterback pressure. Josh Allen is the best player in this year's draft at getting to the quarterback. That's not even that's not arguable. That's just fact. You look at the numbers, and when it comes to if you're talking about just solely getting to the quarterback, Josh Allen is the best player in this year's draft at doing that. And I think you pair him on the other side of somebody like Lorenzo Carter, who in my opinion has been pretty good, and you have 2 young outside pass rushers for a good amount of years. I think Josh Allen is I think he's an easy pick. I think it's easy. Honestly, I would take Josh Allen in the top 5. I think he's that good. I'd take him in the top 5. But that's just me.
I see Josh Allen as like a Jadeveon Clowney kind of player. You know, he can either be like a really good or like he just flops totally. But
well, here's the thing though. You can't really compare Josh Allen to Clowney. I mean, do they have the same kind of features? Yeah, but the thing about Clowney coming out of college was
physical monster.
Yep, no, but yeah, Clowney had no technique. He was all just athleticism, right? That was the thing about Clowney. People drafted Clowney because he had this raw athleticism to him. There's a reason why Clowney didn't become super good until a couple years into the NFL, and that's because he had to learn technique. You know, he had to adapt. But once Clowney brought technique into his game, he's now one of the best outside edge rushers in the league. I mean, I think Clowney is so
He's a
awesome.
free agent this year, too.
That's not going to happen, dude. Texans are going to sign him. Come on now. But, so Josh Allen, the difference between Josh Allen and Clowney coming out into the draft, Josh Allen has technique. He's not just beating people off of pure athleticism. He's beating them with athleticism and technique. If you watch Josh Allen's tape, he's got spin moves, he's got swims, he's got bull rushes, he's got double moves. He's doing double cuts back and forth. I mean, he's just phenomenal in terms of getting to the quarterback. His run stuffing ability has been better than average. It's not phenomenal, somebody like Ed Oliver per se. But when it comes to getting to the quarterback, there's nobody else in this year's draft besides Josh Allen. He's in a league of his own. And I think that's our biggest problem.
Jordan Williams wouldn't be that bad too, but I don't think they'd draft a tackle.
Tim, I didn't say Clowney I didn't say he didn't dominate in college. He did dominate in college. I'm just saying he dominated because of his talent, not because of technique. He was raw.
Jordan Williams or was it Baker? I forgot his first name.
Baker Mayfield?
No,
DeAndre Baker,
cornerback. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the best.
That's
corner
what I was
in this
gonna
class,
say.
man. That's the best corner in this class. And here's my thing. Like I'm with you guys on that. Like if we drafted DeAndre Baker, I wouldn't be upset. But the reason why I wouldn't do this because I think you can get the number 2 corner in this year's draft in the second round. Somebody named Jamal Dean. I don't know how. I think it's Jamal Dean. But I mean, this guy is a physical man-to-man corner. You can put him on an island, and he can press. This guy can press. I think that's definitely the guy.
Is he like 6'3"?
I think he's like
Jamal Dean?
6'1" or 6'2" or something like that. But he plays big. I think Jamal Dean is underrated, the second best corner in this year's draft class, and nobody talks about him. But I think he's phenomenal, and I think you can easily get him in the second or maybe even the third round because so many people are so hyped on Greedy and like Michael Jordan and players like that. But I think he's phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? DeAndre Baker's nasty, but he's small. Yeah, but so is Denzel Ward. Look at Denzel Ward. I don't think we can just judge talent based off size. I mean, DeAndre Baker's smaller than Greedy Williams, but if you watch him play, he plays bigger. He plays big.
I mean, it's not like Greedy Williams. It's not like he's that small though.
Yeah.
It's not like he's like 5'8". He's like 5'11", probably 5'10".
And also, a lot of people want Devin White, which Devin White is talented, but I think he's also heavily overrated. Like, I don't even think Devin White is a top 3 linebacker in this year's draft. Like, there's so many players I'm saying that they're like big names, but if you in my opinion, if you watch the tape, if you look at their numbers, I don't think they're even the best. Like, I think Greedy Williams, I don't think he's the best corner in this year's draft. I don't think Devin White is the best linebacker in this year's draft. I don't think Ed Oliver is even the number 2 defensive tackle in this draft. I think the best linebacker in this draft is Dakota Allen from Texas Tech. If you watch that tape, I mean, he's everywhere. The guy, he can get to the quarterback. He's been great in coverage. Devin White has been phenomenal in coverage. And before anybody calls me crazy, if anybody is like a huge Pro Football Focus guy, even Pro Football Focus agrees with me. Like, you go watch their videos they have right now about this year's draft class, about linebackers. They don't even mention Devin White in their video about linebackers because, in their system alone, I'm not saying that their numbers are always right, but, Tim saying fuck Pro Football Focus.
I mean, yeah, he's right. They had Austin Eckler rated as the best running back.
But here's the thing, though. I don't get people about. They're like, oh, Pro Football Focus. They don't know what they're talking about. But if you go back and look at their numbers, Pro Football Focus. If you look at the college players they scout versus how they plan out in the NFL, they're most of the time they're right versus they're wrong. So people can get butthurt about their numbers, about them not being, they're just stupid. But if you go look at what they say, most of the time they pan out. Like, they pan out in the NFL. Most of the players that they say aren't that good, they come out and they don't play that good. If you watch them and they come out and they say these players are good, they're sleepers, they come out and they become sleeper players in the NFL. Like, I mean, I'm not one of those guys who says whatever Pro Football Focus says is how it is and that's how it always has to be. But you can't deny the fact that they're right most of the time. Like, I'm not saying that's my opinion is what it is because of Pro Football Focus, but I think they say something and I'll go look at a player and I'm like, shit, they're right. If you go watch their tape. They have no predictive stats. Tim, do you even know what Pro Football Focus is about? Like, come on, dude. What are you talking about, dude? Tim, I love you, dude, but you need to go look more into Pro Football Focus before you just start saying shit like that. They have no predictive stats. What are you talking about, bro? I love you, buddy, but holy crap.
Tim is a OG.
Yeah.
They break down every
off their
single
nuts. I'm not
thing.
off their nuts. I'm just saying that they're right lots of the time, which would be correct. But yeah, I mean, if you go watch Dakota Allen, I think he's better than. I think Devin White's better than Devin. I think Devin White is better than shit. Oh, what's his name? Who's the quarterback out of LSU again? Why did I forget his name? That is Devin White, right?
Of LSU?
Yeah, LSU.
Yeah.
What's his name? Devin White. But yeah, I think Dakota Allen's better than he is. Easily, you know. They tell you how
the linebacker from Oregon is
Tim,
better
just
than he is.
stop, dude. I'm not saying that I go and look at Pro Football Focus numbers and say, "Oh, that's how it happened." Okay, that's not what I do. I watch tape myself. I'm not just some moron who looks at a highlight tape or looks at what Pro Football Focus says and says that's what happened.
Okay, Zach, this is the Intern podcast. Don't let Tim fuck with your shit, bro.
Yeah.
Just you do you, man.
Yeah, I know Devin White is the middle linebacker in LSU. I just forgot his name for a second. But yeah, that's
the linebacker from
Go ahead. What were you saying?
Oregon.
Oh, I know him. Shit.
He's pretty good.
Fuck. What's his name?
He's lighter
You bought Troy
than
Dye?
I'd like, but he's pretty good. Yeah.
Troy Dye? Yeah, he's not bad. Yeah, but I easily think Dakota Allen is the best linebacker is the best linebacker in the draft.
He's more physical than.
But he covers phenomenal. He covers great. So for those of you who actually like Pro Football Focus, I'll go ahead and go over with their numbers. Tim, this is clearly not for you, buddy. Their linebackers are shit. Let me get to them. Oh yes, first off, for offensive tackles, they have Dalton Risner as number 1, then Jonah Williams as number 2, Bobby Evans out of Oklahoma at number 3, which is weird. Like what's his name? Greg Little's not even on the list, which is kind of weird. But let me see here. So linebackers, they have Dakota Allen is number 1. Here it is, Devin Bush. Yeah, this is a guy I also thought was a huge sleeper pick. Devin Bush out of Michigan. They think he's the second best linebacker. Then it's TJ Edwards. Number 4 is Joe Giles Harris. Number 5 is Patty Fisher. I mean, they don't even have Devin White in the top 5. You know? Devin White is the middle linebacker in LSU. Sorry, Pro Football Focus didn't tell you. That's why you forgot. Okay, Tim, I love you to death, buddy, but come up with a real argument, man. If you want to have an actual debate, come up with a real argument.
Don't let him screw with your mojo, man. Let's just do the podcast
Ned, you've been smoking weed lately?
No.
I'm sorry.
I'm not at the level of sending him positive vibes yet.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, that's just my opinion, though. If we have one of those top 5 picks, I won't be mad at DeAndre Baker, but I want Josh Allen. Just get a young, phenomenal pass rusher, and I think you can get great defensive players in the later draft, in the later rounds, like Dakota Allen, like I said, like Devin Bush, like Jamel Dean. I think those are all players that not a lot of people are thinking about, but you can find in the later rounds who are just great. Kind of like Zach Cunningham in the last year's draft. Zach Cunningham in 2 drafts ago. I'm sorry. Zach Cunningham, in my opinion, was great, but he was nobody's top linebacker. You know, and I think he's been great for the Texans. You know.
He's been okay.
I would have loved him in the second round of that draft, but we grabbed Dalvin Tomlinson instead. Who wasn't a bad pick though.
Dalvin Tomlinson's definitely a better player than
Zach Cunningham.
Zach Cunningham is.
Yeah, I think. I mean, if you take away positional importance, I think Dalvin Tomlinson has been, he's been better. But sorry. So who are y'all's pick then? If we don't have one of those big names, if we can't grab one of those, who do you guys wanting?
You made a great case for Allen, but I'm going to go with the cornerback.
Yeah, Herbie.
He said
no,
cornerback, not quarterback.
Oh man,
You're the only guy here who wants Herbert. Ned, what happened to you? I thought you hated Herbert. What happened to you? But who are you going with, DeAndre Baker, or are you going with Greedy?
You're not going to like this, but I want Greedy.
All right. I've already said my piece on that.
Yeah. Come on, dude.
Ryan, what's up with your 180? Why do you want Justin Herbert so bad now? He's too consistent, man. He's just Sam Darnold. He's basically Sam Darnold, just not as good.
He has a better arm than Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold has a noodle.
Sam Darnold does not have a noodle. What are you talking about? He doesn't have the
Compared to
biggest
other
arm. He
quarterbacks in
doesn't
the
have the
draft?
biggest arm out there, but he doesn't have a noodle arm.
Compared to the other quarterbacks in the draft?
In this year's draft,
No, last year's.
he did not have a noodle. Sam Darnold
Compared
did
to
not
other
have a noodle
quarterbacks?
arm. Sam Darnold actually has a pretty talented arm. He just got really funky mechanics.
Yeah, Rosen
And
was the
got
noodle.
some pretty poor positional, I mean, but Josh Rosen didn't even have a noodle arm. He just didn't have the biggest arm in that class. Josh
Allen had the rocket.
Yeah, he had the rocket. But yeah, I don't think Sam Darnold has a noodle arm. I don't think Sam Darnold's that good, but I don't think he has a noodle arm. But Justin Herbert, I think Justin Herbert is just is Sam Darnold just not as good. Like if we were gonna take Justin Herbert, we might as well have taken Sam Darnold, in my opinion. Not that I wanted either of them, not that I want either of them, but I'm just not huge on
Herbie.
on Justin Herbert.
I want Herbie because of what Pat Shermer can do with him.
Yeah.
He fits right into his system. He's fast. He can move out the pocket. He's mobile. He can throw deep. That's basically what Shermer does. Intermediate passes and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think he could be pretty good with Odell and Ingram and Shep.
Hey,
Barkley.
what? No, sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine. I was just finishing off the.
Okay. J-Zach, what year does that guy from Oklahoma?
Tua Tagovailoa?
No, from Oklahoma,
Kyler Murray.
not Alabama.
Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Ooh, man,
What
he's great.
year?
I think
What year is
I think he might be coming in the same year Tua's coming out, or at least either he'll be eligible. Wait, is he a
damn,
freshman? Wait, hold on.
That would
No,
be
he's a sophomore.
killer, because that's what I'm saying. That would be a killer 1-2 next year.
Oh, I think Kyler Murray is a sophomore. He might be eligible next year along with Tua.
Yeah.
That's going to be a
'cause you're
phenomenal
not-
draft class then. Tua and Kyler Murray, the two easily the best quarterbacks in that draft class, and then maybe Jake Fromm. That'd be a good quarterback draft class.
Jacob Eason. Who else is coming out? The guy from Ohio State.
Yeah, but Kyler. Oh yeah, I forgot Kyler Murray. He might
Haskins.
not play the NFL though. I forgot. He might actually end up playing baseball though.
Ah, shit.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's set in stone yet. But yeah, he might play baseball instead of football. I'm not sure. I don't remember if that's set in stone or not. I haven't really looked into it because that's like 2 years from now, so I haven't really looked into it. But I'm not 100% sure if he's gonna be playing if he's gonna be an NFL quarterback or if he's gonna go to the MLB. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Money wise, it'd be smarter to go to the MLB. That's a lot more money. It's a lot of guaranteed money. So, but yeah, Jake Fromm, I think is definitely Jake Fromm. Definitely. I mean, he's right up there, but I don't think he's as good as Kyler or Tua Tagovailoa.
Jake Fromm has a strong arm for being 6'1". Or 6'2". I forgot.
I think you're overvaluing how strong of an arm people have. I think in my opinion, a strong arm is the least. That's the last thing I look at in a quarterback when I'm scouting myself. The last thing I look at is how strong of an arm they have. When you look at somebody like Drew Brees' arm is not that strong, and Drew Brees, man, probably debatably one of the most accurate, probably the most accurate quarterback of all time, debatably.
I mean, yeah, he's deadly accurate though.
I saw a video of Mahomes do it almost 100 yards, dude.
Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes got an arm though. I mean, but
that's
still not Patrick. But Pat's not even close to Patrick Mahomes' best quality as a quarterback. It's not how far.
No, not at all.
So
Jamarcus Russell could throw 70 yards on his knee. Where's he at?
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I'm not here. I'm so conflicted because I'd rather have Tua Tagovailoa. I don't want to reach for Justin Herbert, but there's no way we're going to tank for another year, right? So, I mean, if I'm GM, I'm grabbing Teddy Bridgewater.
Are you sure about that?
I'm grabbing Teddy Bridgewater. I'm not saying we're going to suck for another year. I'm saying there's no way the Giants are going to let themselves suck for – they're going to do everything they can to not suck again next year, right? Because the fan base is not going to watch a team that sucks 3 years in a row. They're not going to want to do that. They're going to lose money. I'm not saying that we're not going to suck next year. I'm saying that the Giants are going to do whatever they can. And if that means having to grab a quarterback, they might do that, which sucks because I don't want Herbert. I think he's overrated, and I don't think he's worth a top 10 pick. I think he's actually
They're not going to intentionally tank.
I think if we're talking about pure talent, I think Justin Herbert's a bottom of the first.
Middle first for me.
I think he's bottom of the first for me if we're talking about pure talent. Captain Negative, he's got to put good points. There's Teddy Kneewater. Teddy Bridgewater, a little bit injury prone. His knee is a little fucked up, but in the preseason, I think he showed ability to stay in the pocket. He didn't look like he was slowed down by his knee at all. I think I saw him take a couple of hits to deliver a throw.
Yeah, but when you have a serious knee like that,
Well, RG3 didn't look bad in the preseason. Should we grab him?
No.
No, but listen,
But Teddy Bridgewater
it's all
actually
how
did
people
look a
come
lot better,
back
in my
off
opinion.
injuries, though.
Yeah. I mean, but
I
if
tore
you
my
watch,
patella
if you
tendon
watch,
just like Victor Cruz.
yeah, if you
And it
watch
took 3
Bridgewater's
years.
game, you know, if you watch this, I mean, there's not a lot of tape on him right now, so it's like you can just say, oh, that's the guy, you know, but yeah, I'm like preseason. I mean, his preseason tape is not. I'm not gonna say, oh, he's good because he did good in the preseason, but if you want to look at something, I guess you can look at that. But I mean, his preseason tape wasn't the best, but it wasn't horrible. Herbert has more talent than you're giving credit for. I didn't say he didn't have talent. I'm talking about his skill right now. Justin Herbert obviously has a lot of talent, but whether I think he's going to develop into that talent is something completely different. I don't think he's going to develop into that talent, elite, especially if you're going to start him the year he gets drafted. I think Justin Herbert's the kind of quarterback who needs to sit.
Regardless if we draft a quarterback
See, here's my
or
thing,
get one in
right?
free agency, we still need to
If we
improve the
grab
whole
Justin
line.
Herbert, I think he's going to have to sit for a year. But if he's going to sit for a year, you might as well just not draft him and then draft Tua Tagovailoa, who's the guy who can come in and start instantly.
Giants pride didn't mean to join this stream.
Giants pride. Oh, I didn't mean to join this shitty stream. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Not every stream is perfect.
No. But like I just said, even whether you draft a quarterback, you get one in free agency, we still have to worry about our O-line.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? And I just read an article today saying that the Giants are planning to Eli be the starter next season. I mean, that's what they're saying now, but you never know.
They said they wouldn't rule it.
Yeah, they said they wouldn't rule it out. You want to, all right, something about quarterbacks, what I'm a little upset about. As I remember, I think I read this somewhere. I didn't fact check it. All right, I read it, but I didn't fact check it. But I read somewhere that Shermer said something about how he doesn't understand why people are assuming that if Eli doesn't start, like if they had to bench Eli, why Alex Tanney wouldn't be the next guy up. And that kind of hurts me. Yeah. I'm a little scared after seeing that. Like, that scares me a little bit. No, like, if Eli gets benched and Alex Tanney comes in, I'm going to be pretty mad.
Man.
I'm going to be pretty fucking
Forget
mad.
that, dude.
I won't lie.
No, I saw that. That's accurate. I was fuming after that. I was like, does he want to be Ben McAdoo 2.0?
Yeah, I was like, oh, God.
I mean, he's obviously smarter than Ben McAdoo. I mean, definitely.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, he's making the same mistake. What got McAdoo fired was, well, like, let's be honest, what got McAdoo fired was fucking, you know, starting Geno Smith and the backlash.
That was the only thing that got fired.
Yeah.
You know? They did go, 3-13?
I mean, here. This is what Jeffrey.
Yeah, but that was kind of the straw on the
Jeffrey's talking about Eli here.
The straw that broke the camel's back.
He's saying that's the thing too. Exactly. If we draft a quarterback, is Eli going to sit and get paid $17 million? He said, "I understand and wish he was gone, but this contract and the team won't sit on a bench with Eli Manning again. The team is behind Eli, so we have to ride it out."
And he has a no trade clause too, I think, don't he?
I think so.
Believe so.
So in order to trade him, he would have to agree to the team he's going to. We have to find a team that would be willing to, which I only think would be like a Jacksonville or a team with a decent defense that has some weapons. They just need an experienced quarterback. But even still.
Oh, speaking of Jacksonville, did you all hear that Ben McAdoo got spotted in the Jacksonville?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I seen the picture, yeah.
I saw that.
And he still dresses horrible, man. That's why he got fired as a Giants head coach, because he had no style. Anytime he wore a suit, it was 3 sizes too big.
The man still has the used car salesman haircut.
Yeah, he does.
NFL haircut.
All right, let's move on from
I
McAdoo.
remember-
He's old news. He's not going to affect this team anymore. But realistically, though, guys, here's the thing. Like, we draft a quarterback, right? He starts over Eli because I don't see any team giving us anything to trade Eli unless Eli just retires. Are we really going to bench somebody making $17 million a year? And then my thing is, if we're not going to do that and we're going to draft a quarterback, whether it be Will Grier or Justin Herbert, and we let him sit under Eli, what's the point of drafting a quarterback to let him sit for a year when in that following draft class, 2, maybe even 3 possible quarterbacks will be coming into that year's draft who are far up and way better than the quarterback you drafted the year before that you just let sit?
Good point. And another thing to go with that, just to elaborate on your point, is say a team drafts a quarterback in the first round, top 5 pick. Do you really expect them to be a playoff caliber team, or do you expect them to be a subpar team?
Yeah.
So by drafting a quarterback, you're probably going to get another good draft pick. I mean, if there's good quarterback talent in the next draft, I would just try to fill our needs through the draft and free agency, and give Eli one last year to do what he does, and then go from there. Because
I mean, I've said this multiple times, right? If I'm GM, right, I'm the GM of the Giants. My move is to prioritize offensive linemen. So in the free agency, if the Panthers somehow, for some reason, don't re-sign Darrell Williams, I want to sign Darrell Williams, right? Get yourself a right tackle. And then in the draft class, you invest at least 2 highest draft picks on some interior offensive linemen, or maybe even Dalton Risner, and let him play behind, and maybe whenever, I don't know, I guess play him at guard, even though he's a tackle. And then you grab somebody like Max Sharping, who, like I said before, is a tackle who I think would probably go in the 3rd, 4th round, but I think he'll play guard in the NFL, and I think he's a really strong. I think my NFL comp for him is like a Will Hernandez-esque player, very strong. When he gets his hands on you, you're not going anywhere, So that's my. If I'm GM, I'm getting Teddy Bridgewater or something like that. Like if you're not going to roll with Eli, I'm signing Teddy Bridgewater as my bridge quarterback, and I'm investing into my offensive line pretty heavily. Right, if I'm going to roll with Eli, then okay, I'm going to roll with Eli, and I'm going to invest. I'm still going to invest heavily in my offensive line. And then the year after, when 3 quarterbacks, considering Kyler Murray, if he actually comes out, we'll have 3 quarterbacks who come into that year's draft who are absolutely phenomenal. Will come out. And if Kyler Murray doesn't come out, then Tua will be there, and Jake Fromm will be there, who's also good, but I think Tua's far ahead. But
do you see the Lions tagging Ansah again, or free agency?
Yeah, I saw that.
Free agency.
I wouldn't mind scooping him up, dude.
Ezekiel Ansah? No, I wouldn't take him.
But we gotta see what we do in free agency. Like, are we gonna trade OV? Are we gonna trade Janoris Jenkins? What are we gonna do with Collins? So we can't really say what we're gonna do yet.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. You can't really talk draft until you see players get cut, or until you see or until you see who actually becomes a free agent, right? So everything we're saying here is speculation. So you kind of have to roll with the punches here. So we don't know who's actually going to get re-signed or not. We don't know who's actually going to be a free agent or not. Pro Football Focus, they're making videos and all who the free agents are going to be, but we don't know who that's going to be yet. 100%. Tim is saying bring back Jamon Brown and sign Darrell Williams. Well, I don't know if Jamon Brown has proven he stays yet. Draft O-line possible. I think he's saying draft as much offensive line as possible. Yeah, I'm in on that.
Isn't Khalil a free agent too?
Don Rizzo's not a center. He's a defensive tackle. He's an offensive tackle. He's not a center. What do you say?
Khalil's from the Carolinas a free agent, isn't he?
Khalil?
Ryan Khalil.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think he is too.
He's a center, though.
You need a center. Not only is at the safety position is Landon Collins a free agent, but so is Clinton Dix, Marcus Joyner, and what's his face? Honey Badger.
Tim, Dalton Risner was a center, but he got moved to tackle. But yeah, Tim's also making exactly a good point. Is why I wouldn't bring up Ziggy Ansah. He's too old. He's too old, and he's a 4-3 defensive end. He's old. That's 30. Dude, I'm not bringing in a 30-year-old on a rebuilding team. A rebuilding team has no business signing a 30-year-old player. I'm not signing a 30-year-old player when I'm rebuilding. And Khalil was 33. Thank you, Tim, for bringing that up. Is another old player. That's too old. If I'm a rebuilding team, I'm not bringing in anybody who's older than who's 28 or above. I'm not doing it. You're too old, unless it's like a quarterback. Unless you're playing a position that can play till you're 35. If you're 28 and above, I'm not bringing you in. I don't have the cap money to be wasting on an old player whose talents are going to be wasted on my team. That's just not going to happen. Dude, Janoris Jenkins is 30, and we're trying to get rid of him because he's old and unproductive. Why do you want to bring in a 30-year-old pass rusher who's only going to be good for maybe another year or two? And if we are bringing him in, we're going to probably give him like a 4-year deal. I don't want to sign him until he's 34.
Well, the youngest pass rushers that are free agents that are decent is Demarcus Lawrence. Trey Flowers,
Preston Smith and Zadarius Smith, both pretty good edge rushers, could be free agents this year. They're both 26 years old. See, I could bring in a 26-year-old outside linebacker who's a good pass rusher. Preston Smith.
Who knows the division too?
Preston Smith, Zadarius Smith, both good guys. They're 26 years old. Those players I could bring in. 30-year-old, 28-year-old players, I'm not going to bring you in. You're a waste of my time. You're going to be here, eat my cap for no reason at all, and I'm going to have to get rid of you before I even have a chance at actually making a run at the Super Bowl. This team is not a year out. We're 2, 3, maybe even 4 years out, right? You got to think about how old these players are going to be by the time you're actually ready to make a run. Right, so if I draft somebody if I sign somebody who's 26 and in 3 years I'm able to make a run, he's still young enough to keep for another year or two. If I sign somebody who's 30 and I'm not going to be ready to make a run for another 3 years, by the time those 3 years come up and I'm ready to make a run, this guy, I'm already looking for a way to get this guy out of my team as soon as possible because he's too old and he's making money. You know, so like I'm not trying to I hope I didn't come off as rude. I feel like I kind of jumped on you on that. I'm just trying to understand that we're rebuilding, you know, and I can't waste that money on an older player if I'm rebuilding.
Well, the GM even said it. It's not going to be quick.
Yeah.
Which scares you, you know?
Yeah.
But it's weird because we've had the same starting quarterback for, 15 years?
Matt Khalil's 29 years old. He's not 27. Please don't say that. Oh, yeah, he's not 33, but he's not 27. Still too old, though. I'm not signing a 30-year-old tackle.
All right, so you know what Eli's cap hit is next year?
Yeah.
$23.2 million.
Yeah.
Cap hit. 11.5 salary.
God, that sucks.
Yep. Dead cap.
I mean, everyone here knows that I'm like one of the biggest Eli fans of the podcast, but he has to go after this year.
I think he needs to go too. Do I think he's gonna go? I don't know, because I don't think we can trade him, and if we cut him, we'd have a lot of dead cap money. So either we have to be like Eli, look, you either need to retire, or I don't know, dude, because we're screwed either way, right? We can't trade him because I don't know a single team that's actually gonna give us a draft pick for Eli Manning. Right, if we cut him, we're eating a ton of money for no reason. We have to hope that Eli retires. If we want to move on from Eli this year, we have to hope he retires, in my opinion.
You know, if he gets $5 million bonus if he's still on the team by March 17th.
Yeah. I mean, I would cut Eli. Million. We do get 17 in the cap. Oh, look at that. Tim just said it too. We get 17 in the cap. We gain 17 in cap if we cut Eli. Right, but don't we eat a lot more than that? Don't we eat more than that though?
6.2 dead cap.
No, we only eat $6 million.
Yeah, but his cap is 23, so you minus.
Yeah, but we gain 17, so we're gonna get like 11 million free space overall. I mean, yeah, we're gonna eat 6, but we're gonna gain 17. So it's actually it would be
5 corner.
Would be good. Yeah, actually, I would cut him then. I didn't know those were the numbers. If we're gonna gain like 11 out of it, I would cut him. But all right, so here's the thing: if we cut Eli. Do we draft Herbert and start him immediately, which I think would be a mistake, or do we grab a bridge quarterback like Bridgewater or Tyrod Taylor, you know? But my thing is
grabbed Kurt Warner when Eli was drafted, right?
Yeah.
We had Kurt Warner for the first 3-4 games, and they threw Eli in.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. I feel like we're kind of repeating ourselves here. We're going in circles, but
yeah.
So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. This is one I definitely want to talk about. It's the Rex Ryan beef that he's been talking smack about Odell. So before we get into opinions on this, I'll go ahead and read off his quote. So Rex Ryan was on an interview on I forgot. Oh well. But basically, this is the quote from Rex Ryan.
Footfetish.com.
Yeah. Okay. But this is the quote from Rex Ryan. He's talking about Odell Beckham Jr. and his words that he said after the game, after the loss against the Eagles. He said, Odell, here's the thing. You had 320 yards at halftime. He's talking about the offense in total. He said, you know what they should have done? Give the ball to the best player you got, which is Saquon Barkley, the new face of the franchise. Ryan said, jump on board for once in your life. Jump on board. I love Odell Beckham Jr. He's so talented, but give me a break. You're not an offensive coordinator. The best player is Saquon Barkley. Give him the ball 30 times a game. It's not hard. What do you guys think about that? Not everybody.
Well, he doesn't have a job for a reason. So
it's like, dude, you're unemployed for a reason. But instead of just insulting the guy, let's see if anybody can come up with a logical reason as to why what he said was not accurate or shouldn't have been said. So instead of just insulting the guy, let's make a logical argument as to why what he said is invalid. What do you guys think? Anybody got one?
Are you asking me to destroy?
I am.
To destroy Rex Ryan with facts and logic?
But not about his career. Don't attack his career. Attack the point he made. If you can attack the point he made, I want to hear it. If you're just going to bash his career and all that, I don't want to hear it. I want to hear, that's just, it's false. There's no point in doing that. If you're going to bash his point, then let's hear it.
But there's so much to bash in his career.
Yeah, but that doesn't make your argument stronger. Bashing him in his career about his life, it's not going to prove your point. So let's bash him with some numbers of why he's wrong. You got anything?
Well, Odell is kind of right. You need to keep passing the ball to keep the defense on his heels. If you just keep running the ball, you're going to lose a game. If you get too conservative, you're going to lose a game. And that's basically running the ball over and over again. And I think we should have had better play calling, like in the second half. Pretty obvious.
Ezekiel Elliott has the most amount of carries in the NFL. He is averaging 27 carries per game. Giving Saquon 30 carries per game is going to absolutely wear him down and tear him to shit.
What was the number again? Ezekiel Elliott averages how many carries per game?
27.
How much?
Yeah, 27. I think it might be 20. I think it might be 27.
Is that touches? Is that touches or carries?
Touches.
That's touches.
There has to be.
Yeah, I think
I'm sure that's touches.
No, I think that's rushes.
That's just attempts. Rushing attempts.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So that's what Ezekiel Elliott averages. Saquon is a rookie. I do not want him getting torn to shit for what is effectively a useless season by running him 30 times, especially when it comes to especially up against a good defense against the run, which I'm not saying the Eagles were, but another team that's good against the run. I don't want him getting fucking destroyed. I don't want his career ruined because, we're deciding to run it 30 times because fuck it. I mean, shit, it's only 3 more times than the person with the highest amount of carries in the NFL. Yeah.
But did he say hand him the 30 times or give him the ball,
said,
as in handing and catching?
Let me not misspeak. So let me go ahead and get the quote. He said, give him the ball 30 times a game. So he's talking about touches.
Yeah, so 30 times doesn't mean run the
Yeah, he just means touches. He's talking about touches. All right, well, let me go ahead and make a more – I think I can give more constructive criticism here. I think Rex Ryan – I think what he said was wrong. I think first off, I do think Saquon Barkley is the best player on our offense right now. I actually do. Right now, I'm saying right now. I'm not talking about talent. I'm not talking about talented, who's more talented. But right now, I think Saquon is the better player on this team. And, Ned, you were right about how you're going to ruin him if you give him that much carries. But here's the thing. What Odell said was correct, okay? Look at the Eagles secondary. That might have been the most beat up secondary in the league. And we have one of the best offensive weapons on the outside in the NFL. There's no reason to not abuse these third string corners with, in my opinion, a top 2 receiver in the league. There's no reason to not do that. I don't care if Saquon only had 15 carries. Odell needed to get the ball. And if you're not giving him the ball, that was wrong, right? If Odell was getting the ball and nothing was happening, then I get reverting back to Saquon consistently. But if he gets the ball and you're throwing him the ball and he's producing, there's no reason to stop, right? Same reason why Saquon should have kept touching the ball in the second half. He was producing. There was no reason to stop, right? But there was absolutely no reason for Odell to not get as many targets as he did. There was no reason to it. That secondary was way too worn out. I mean, look what happens. I mean, they started to stack the box because they knew we were going to run on them. So where were the play actions? Where were they at? Where was those deep bombs to Beckham? Because I promise you, there's no way those corners were going to keep up with Odell on a two move route. I forgot what they call them. On a double move, double move route. There was no way they were going to keep up with Odell. That just wasn't going to happen. It should have happened. It really should have happened. I mean, I'm usually a huge guy on Shermer. I'm usually defending him when everybody's talking about how, Shermer needs to go. But I do think Shermer is part of the reason we lost. I think he's the reason we lost this game. I think this is the first game where I can actually say, if I was, this is the first game where I would have been like, okay, Tim, if Shermer's not on your list of shame, this week, then we're going to throw hands. Like, I think Shermer fully deserved to be on the list of shame this week. If you guys don't check out our list of glory, list of shame videos that Tim makes every week, they're on the channel. You can check them out. You go ahead, Ned. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, because just in general, like, it didn't even need to be big bombs to Odell. Odell could have beaten these guys, or at least, as we saw, could have drawn flags that weren't thrown.
Yeah.
Still a bit miffed about that.
Yeah.
But, you know, Odell can beat these guys even within, like, intermediate distances. Like, just, you know, have him run routes, you know, even in the intermediate distance, maybe crossing the field somewhat, kind of like a slant, and get him the ball. Like, there's either going to be a missed call, a penalty, cornerback makes an insane play, Odell drops it, or Odell's going to get it and make a decent game. It's not rocket science.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think Rex Ryan was wrong about giving Saquon 30 touches a game. I'm completely comfortable with Saquon Barkley getting 30 touches every once in a while. Maybe like every other 2 games, every 2 games or something like that, but not every game. I would love to see Saquon get like 25 touches here, 30 touches here, 20 touches here, 25 here, maybe another 30 here, and so on and so forth in that order. But when you have a weapon like Odell Beckham Jr. on the outside, you have a very, very underappreciated slot receiver on the inside. You have a tight end who's basically a receiver out in the field. There's no reason Saquon should be getting 30 touches a game when you have that kind of weapons on the outside. Can it happen? Yes. Should it be happening a lot? No, absolutely not. Saquon is the most valuable piece on our offense. You got to protect him. And you can't protect him if he's touching the ball 30 times a game. But I'm not saying that's what the Giants are doing, but that's what Rex wants us to do, and that's no. No, especially during a losing
wants
season.
to use him like Le'Veon? That's why Le'Veon ain't even there this year. Because he doesn't want to put all the miles on the tires. When you got a back that good, you can't burn him out.
Wait,
30 touches a game every.
Yeah,
13,
yeah.
30.
Oh, God, what the hell? Come on, Saints.
It was 13-0 at the start of the half.
How?
The Saints got a field goal.
Stagnant offense. They haven't been doing
The
anything.
Saints had like 25 yards of total offense.
What the
halfway of the second quarter or something like that.
What the fuck?
Well, it's on Sean Payton though, because like they're calling tosses every first down and stuff.
Oh my
Breeze
God.
has not been throwing well.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, this
great
pisses
time
me
to lay
off,
a
man, because all the
fucking
Cowboys
egg.
fans are going to be like, oh, look, we're the real deal. Like, oh, I'm so pissed off.
Yeah,
I can just hear all the freaking Cowboys fans right now.
I can hear the smugness.
Yeah, I can literally hear it all. That smugness, like,
it's just
I can just
like,
see it. I can see them smelling all their own farts right now.
Breeze is going to take him into
Bring Darkwa back to split the load. Why? We have Wayne Gallman. He's better. Why? Why, dude? we have Gallman. He's better. Nah, dude. Hashtag bring back Andre Williams. Peyton Hillis.
Breeze hit the rookie wall.
Bring back Peyton Hillis.
He'll hit one run and then get injured and be out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, the Saints are pissing me off. Come on, Saints. Piss me off.
Oh, guys, you know what? Why do we even have to talk about Darkwa when we have the elite running back, Stewart?
Jonathan Stewart. Let's not forget about Jonathan Stewart, everybody. If he wasn't injured, we all know he'd be getting 30 touches a game, right? Don't forget, guys. Davis Webb was cut for Jonathan Stewart.
What a beauty.
Oh, man.
Absolutely.
I say we cut, dude, if we need to make room for Jonathan Stewart, Saquon and Odell are going to have to go. We got to make room for him. It's got to happen. I'll cut Odell for him. I don't care.
Guys, just off his preseason performance alone, I mean, this may be...
Look, Jonathan Stewart might be the best quarterback talent of all time.
Eli's
There's no argument.
going outside the pocket right now?
All right, let's go and move on to our final topic of the night, you guys. It's final topic of the night. Let's go and wrap this one up. It's getting kind of late. This is I probably shouldn't have saved this one for last, but like, let's whatever. It's the last topic on the board here. Is where are we in the tank race?
We're not doing too good. We have 3 wins.
It's like 5 teams ahead of us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, here's the thing. In
ladies
my
and
opinion, though,
gentlemen.
like I don't want a top 2 pick because if we have a top 2 pick, we have to draft Nick Bosa, or we could trade back, which I'm fine with. But there's no way the Giants would not draft Nick Bosa if he's available. I just can't see that happening. He's like the Saquon Barkley of this year's draft. He's a can't miss prospect, So, but yeah, I think we are at number 5 right now. But here's the thing: is we're probably going to beat the Redskins. So where's that going to put us?
Are we though?
I think we will.
I mean,
If we don't, I'm going to be pretty pissed off if we don't beat the Redskins. I'm going to be pretty pissed off.
I called us beating the Eagles last week, and look what happened.
Well, you would have been right if Saquon Barkley played in the second half.
We beat ourselves out, honestly.
I mean, we do own the Redskins.
The nice thing is the Jets are playing the Bills, so one of them is gonna win, which is gonna put them.
Honestly, I'm still so upset that Colorado hasn't been starting. I haven't seen him play yet. Like, I'm still upset about that, but that's a whole nother issue.
So the Bills have 3 wins. The Bills have 4 wins. The Jets have 3 wins, which means that one of them is going to get another one. So maybe the Bills might be higher than, or the Jets could be tied with us if we give ourselves another win. The Raiders are going to be trash. Let's.
We don't play the Raiders.
They're going
this
to
year.
they're going to out tank us.
Yeah, the Raiders are going to be the first overall pick this year. I think they only have 1 win, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
2.
I think they're going to be. They have 2.
Yeah, Arizona. They won again.
They beat the Cardinals.
Oh, yeah. So the Cardinals probably have the number 1 pick right now, then, right?
Yeah.
Because they lost to the Raiders.
The Jaguars are 3-8. So I don't know what the hell's what they're going to do.
Man, remember the first game of the season? We thought this was going to be our big challenge, and now look at the Jags.
Yeah.
At 3-8. Like everybody everybody watched that game. We're like, dang, we competed with a good team. Now in hindsight, we're like, no, those are just 2 shitty teams going at it.
Ever since
the Jags
signed
play the Colts,
Flowers,
the Titans, the Redskins, the Dolphins, and the Texans.
Colts
So
is
they
a
said-
loss.
I mean, here's the
Titans
thing,
is
guys.
lost.
Whether we have a top 5 pick or a top 10 pick, this year's free agency and this year's draft is going to be very exciting. As Jeffrey literally just typed that. What is going on? This keeps happening to me today. But, like, it's going to be exciting. There's a lot of really good free agents this year, like very exciting free agents. I think there's a lot of free agents this year that the Giants could easily go after. Like I said, offensive line free agents this year is pretty good. Outside edge rusher free agency is this year is pretty good. In my opinion, in like the draft class this year, like this, in my opinion, all the holes we have are addressable in this year's free agency and this year's draft. Like this year's free agency and this year's draft are pretty heavy in all of the holes we have except for quarterback. Like in all the holes we have minus quarterback, this year's free agency and this year's draft class is pretty heavy in. So I'm kind of excited for this year's offseason. Like very excited. Even more so than last year. And that's, and the only reason last year I was so excited is because Saquon Barkley was on the board, and I love Saquon.
The Cardinals and 49ers, 2 wins each. So, it's
We
looking
beat the
like
Niners, so they got the
we
same
have
record.
we have
They're
3
above
wins.
us.
So currently, where it's standing, Raiders have 2 wins, Cardinals have 2 wins, 49ers have 2 wins.
What do you guys think of some people? I'm hearing some people say that the 49ers might draft Justin Herbert and try and move Garoppolo.
No way
Doubt
that
it.
happens.
Yeah, like that's not gonna
You
happen.
know how much
But
money they have to eat up?
oh yeah,
The Jets have 3 wins, we have 3 wins, and the Jaguars have 3 wins.
Jets another 5-11 season. I'm calling it.
I mean either way, we're gonna
3
have
years
a
in a
good
row.
pick. Unless for some reason the Giants just turn into overdrive and win the next games, which I don't see that happening.
The Lions
Possible.
have 4 wins, the Packers have 4 wins, the Falcons have 4 wins, and the Buccaneers have 4 wins. So we're putting ourselves in pretty dangerous territory if we win another game.
I mean,
And
we
the Browns
we could
have 4
easily
wins.
drop to like the bottom of the top 10, easily. You know.
Yeah, and the Browns have 4 wins. So
How are the Browns? I don't get it. I think the Browns just have a bad coaching or something because they have so much talent on their team.
no,
So
dude,
much
they've
talent.
won the past 2. They dropped Hugh, and
Yeah,
they've been
Hugh Jackson.
undefeated.
But man, they have so much talent on that Browns team. Like this is the team I thought was.
But
gonna
what
be
a
in the
disappointment
playoffs.
Landry has been though lately, dude. Because I got him in a lot of my fantasy
Here's-
teams.
I knew he wasn't gonna be that good. Everybody was losing their mind. I knew he was. I knew Jarvis Landry.
He's
Was
a 100 catch receiver all the time. What a Tannehill.
He was. I mean, he was being force fed. I'm not saying Jarvis Landry isn't good. I just knew he was overrated and overhyped. I think Sterling Shepard is a better slot receiver than Jarvis Landry. Oh, he got paid. He got paid way too much. I would take Sterling Shepard over Jarvis Landry.
Really?
So
Yeah, I would. I really would. I think Sterling Shepard is pretty much just as good, and he's way cheaper, and he's younger.
I mean, there are tight ends that are faster than
Jarvis Landry.
Jarvis.
I mean, Jarvis.
Well,
Landry,
Ingram ran a
Jarvis
faster
Landry,
40
he's
than
got- he's-
Beckham did at the combine.
Yeah, he did. Jarvis Landry. Don't get me wrong.
5.01.
Jarvis Landry's got great hands. He's a great run blocker. But I think Sterling Shepard isn't that much of a drop off, and he's cheaper. and he's
Oh,
younger.
hell yeah.
I'm not saying
Saints
he's
just
better.
scored a touchdown. So
Who got it?
It's 9-13 now.
10-13.
I think it was
10-13.
Kamara.
It's
And
10-13.
No,
the
they haven't,
kicker.
they haven't kicked the
It's
extra point.
10-13.
Yeah, they
Keith,
did.
They did.
Yeah, they did. It was Keith Kirkwood. He caught a
They
touchdown.
ran into the kicker too when the
He caught
extra
a
point.
touchdown from Drew Brees. Keith Kirkwood. That was his first catch of the game. 30-yard bomb touchdown.
The more the intern talks, the more I realize he's a massive idiot.
That's a great argument, my guy.
Huh?
Which
Me?
intern are they talking about?
No, this guy is obviously talking about me because I said that I would take Sterling Shepard over Jarvis Landry. But I don't think he understands the difference between me saying I would take him over versus he's better than. I don't think he understands the difference between there. That's okay, Johnny.
Oh shit!
Oh, you were reading a chat thing. I thought you were
no.
actually like
No.
saying
To you, no.
No.
Johnny Moore Whiskey
No.
says the more the
got a
intern talks, the
fucking
more I realize he's a
problem.
massive idiot. This guy's got a great argument. He presents it with a lot of facts. He fact checks himself. You gotta love his sources. Good job, Johnny. You probably get A's in English.
Mike Dean destroys Epic Sports Pod, like indie
Yeah, but
sports
people in the chat are
podcast.
losing their minds.
With
They said I would
facts
take
and
Sterling Shepard
logic.
over Jarvis Landry. They're losing their freaking minds. I didn't say he's better than. In fact, if you heard my argument, I said I think he's almost just as good, but he's cheaper and younger. There's a
You
difference.
said you'd rather have Shepard than Landry.
Yeah, right now I would because Shepard is cheaper and younger, and he's almost just as good in my opinion,
And faster.
and faster. But I don't really care about the speed. I care about the route running, which I do think Jarvis Landry is a better route runner than Sterling Shepard. Actually, I don't know.
Sterling Shepard's pretty good route runner.
I'd have to watch a little more
Top
tape on
top
that.
10, top 5 route runner, top 10.
Well, let me look up his fucking contract. Give me a sec.
Who's Sterling?
He's next year is the last year of his rookie deal, I think, ain't it?
Yeah, next year's the last year for
So
rookie.
this year.
No, I'm talking
next
about
year.
Landry.
Oh, Landry got overpaid.
Oh,
though.
he's making like 13, 14 mil a year.
Yeah, he got
He's
overpaid.
making that money.
Actually, up that.
But yeah, Johnny,
15.
next time you want to make a better argument, then he's just an idiot.
He has he got 5 years, $75.5 million. He's making.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I gotta address this guy. He's putting idiot. He's putting words in my mouth. He's saying, "Oh, I do." He says, "I would point out that I was right about the team only winning 4 or 5 games. The intern thought this team was going to the playoffs. If you can actually go find a video and a clip where I said I thought this team was going to the playoffs, I'm not straight, but I will blow you. That's how confident I am that you won't find audio of me saying that the Giants are going to the playoffs this year before the year
You
started.
better
Yeah.
take his
I'm
voice
confident
and
in
make
that.
make something out of it.
I'm confident in that. Go find me that clip, Johnny, and I will blow you. All right?
J-Zach.
But unless you can find that clip, screw off.
He said,
J-Zach.
Yeah.
You know what?
So
He'll
that you're
probably
going to sell it
find
out.
something where you said like maybe this team could even go to the playoffs if we're lucky.
And I said if we're
something like
lucky. I
that.
never said we're going to the playoffs.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying like he'll probably find that and he'll be like, "That's the reason why."
Yeah, exactly. Once again, buddy, you must have been a hoot in English class. You should be a reporter, Johnny. I swear, this guy. I love people like
What
this.
was that beat reporter that everyone was burning on Twitter? Giant Studios putting out false reports, and everyone was like, even Carl Banks.
I know
It's
who
fake
you're
news.
talking
Oh, even no, it wasn't fake, but even Carl Banks ripped them.
He
Can't
said,
remember what
like,
his-
it's been confirmed Norwell's been signed to the Giants or some shit.
Oh
I know who
yeah,
you're talking about.
yeah.
Oh,
I
it's,
forget his fucking name, but I know who you're talking about.
It's not Dan Duggan. It's some other dude.
What is this guy fucking talking about? Does he even think I don't even think he's talking about me anymore. He says the intern also told me the offensive line. He says the intern also told me the offensive line was much better. LOL, please, this intern. If you were actually going to sit here and tell me, if you're actually going to sit here and tell me the offensive line isn't better than it was last year, then now everything you say is questionable to me. Oh my God, this guy! I swear to God, I'm getting irritated. He's so stupid. I'm getting irritated. Yes, the offensive line is better than it was last year. It is.
Pat Leonard, thank you, Kazuffy. Pat Leonard was that.
This guy, he's so dumb. I'm laughing at this point.
We had Hart and Flowers as our tackles.
Oh my God, this guy. The intern.
Hey,
also
Hart's
the offensive line is much better.
Friendly reminder
It is
that
better.
Jacksonville has yet to win a game since they've signed Flowers.
It's the offensive scheme, dude. Flowers is like the best tackle in the league. It's just their scheme.
This guy's
Totally.
so smug.
It's just their scheme, dude.
Yeah.
Johnny
I mean,
Morowski.
it's just a coincidence that Jacksonville started 3-1, and then when they got Flowers, they went 0-7. Just a coincidence.
That's how good Eric Flowers is. He's so good that like he takes the win from the team.
Eric Flowers was a steal at his spot when we drafted. It was a steal, dude. That was a steal, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, did you guys hear that? Kazuffy said who the beat reporter was, and it was Pat Leonard.
Okay, he also now says
look him up.
Stop calling me the intern. Just say you. All right, my name's J-Zack. You can see in the chat.
He's not making it plural.
There's multiple interns here, buddy. He said the intern
so
stated
smug.
before. He's such an idiot. He said the intern stated before if the Giants draft Saquon Barkley, they're going to the playoffs. Once again, never said that. I said if the Giants draft Saquon Barkley, nobody has said that. I said if the Giants draft Saquon Barkley, it's their best chance of going to the playoffs. Never said we're going. If you ever actually go back and listen to me, you'll hear me say that I think this team is 2 to 3 years away from being good. I think Saquon Barkley was the best pick. I said if we were in a win now mode, then Saquon Barkley would be the best pick. He's our best chance at going to the playoffs. Never said we're going to the playoffs if we draft Saquon Barkley. Dude, either you got the shittiest memory of the world or you're listening to somebody else and confusing them with me. One of those two is going on. Either way, fact check yourself, my guy.
Johnny, you're an idiot. All right.
Jesus Christ.
Oh shit.
The Giants O-line is still one of the worst in the NFL. Good point, buddy. Nobody's arguing with that, but they are better than they were last year. Who are you arguing with, Johnny? Jesus Christ.
He's arguing with himself.
Did your father not love you, Johnny? Like, come on, dude.
Oh.
Where did the mean man touch you, Johnny?
Where did the mean man touch? Use this doll to represent where he touched you.
Oh, don't hurt the man's pride now. Please, you're rewriting history, liar.
Please, you're rewriting history, liar. What is this?
We should tell him to get the Discord. Tell him to hop on Discord.
Why don't you hop in Discord? Our Discord link's right on the top of the screen.
Guys, let's not let this podcast turn into let's roast the idiots in the comments.
Yeah, you're right. Let's not just attack a few simple-minded people in the comments. If
let them hop in Discord.
I'd feel mean attacking somebody with Down syndrome. I couldn't do that.
Actually, Johnny, come on Discord and then debate us.
Right now. Or do you not know how to do that?
My goodness.
Oh, you know he's gonna come in, blast some like ear rape shit, and then we'll have to kick him, and he'll be like, "Why won't you?" I
remember us having this discussion before the draft too. We were all on.
Like, you guys have all heard me say this shit before too. Like he's completely wrong.
I think I heard
shit I've said.
I heard Captain Negative say if we drafted Barkley, we wouldn't win 3 games, and look how on point he was with that.
Yeah. Can I join Discord? So you are. Everybody's welcome to join Discord, guys. Whether you hate us, whether you love us, you're warm. Welcome to join our Discord. The link is right there at the top of the screen. It's just that it starts from the HT PS all the way to the bottom of that 994. Type that in your web browser, or if you have Discord, go in there and join the server. You're more than likely to hop into the on hold voice channel, and we'll drag you in here, and you can talk to us for a good amount of time, or you can just type something here in Discord and join the community here at Bleedbigblue.
Wait, is Johnny the guy that
dude, I think this is the
blows...
Captain Negative blower. He literally just said the only one that knows anything is Captain Negative. I think this is the guy who literally would hop into every stream and say, I'm only here for Captain Negative. Bro, he probably watches Captain Negative through like binoculars, like outside his house. Like,
hole in his pocket.
He's got a hole in the pocket. Bag of popcorn next to him, binoculars in one hand, a hole in his pants in the other. The only one that knows anything is Captain Negative.
A locket around his neck that he just clicks on
Captain Negative.
Captain Negative.
Oh my! He probably buys fan makes his own Captain Negative t-shirts or some shit like that. He's got like fan made ones.
Merch.
He's printed out like
body
you guys know James's Facebook picture, YouTube picture, right? It's like the emote with him with his cape on. By the way, if you guys don't know, Johnny, I'm sure you know this, but Captain Negative's name is James. I'm sure you know that. But if you guys don't know, Captain Negative's name is James. But if you guys see Captain Negative's YouTube channel, he's got like this picture of like him and it's like a cartoon as him as a superhero. $10 says this guy's got that picture blown up on the ceiling, like right above his bed.
Puts the lotion on the skin.
It puts the lotion on the skin.
My game. Apparently, we're going too far because y'all wrong.
He tapes Captain Negative's picture to like a flashlight and just.
All right. No more.
Oh, that's far.
No more. Let's go. All right, let's get back. Let's get back to the Giants. All right, no more bullying people with Down syndrome. Let's get back to the Giants.
With Down syndrome.
Come on, guys.
Let's go ahead and get back to the Giants, though.
Unnecessary.
Realistically,
that's an insult to people with Down syndrome.
Oh fuck. Okay. All right, no more. All right, realistically, guys, let's go ahead. Everybody, go ahead and pick up a. Let's go ahead and look at the Giants' schedule for the rest of the year. Okay. So I want to go ahead and see. I want you guys. We're gonna end this with some fun. We're gonna go ahead and end this with predicaments. I want to give some predictions. I want to go ahead and look up some predictions here for the rest of the season. Right. I want to go ahead and look up some predictions. Say win or lose, and what do you guys think the score could possibly be? I'll go ahead and go first. All right. So I think Giants versus Bears. I think we're definitely gonna take an L in that game, and I could see the Bears putting up like 21 points and us putting up 7. So I could see like 21-7. Game after that is gonna be against the Titans. I think that's also another loss. I think I could see the Titans putting up like almost 30 points on us, if I'm being completely honest with you. Because Mariota can move in the pocket. We can't get to the quarterback as much as it is already. And their receivers have been playing pretty decently. I could see that game going like 31 to like 20. Game after that is
Colts.
Yeah.
We're losing.
Yeah, we're going to lose that too. Oh, man, I can see the Colts putting up some numbers on us, man. Oof.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not as confident in
The intern said, okay, he is talking about me. He said the intern said he would cry if we drafted Saquon Barkley. I don't think this guy understands what sarcasm is, bro. All right, I'm sorry. Too much. That's too much.
Don't give him attention.
All right.
What I
put him on timeout for like 300 seconds.
The Titans. The Titans are fucking weird. If you look at like what they are like the most wildly inconsistent team.
One game they put up like 40 points, another game they put up like 5 or 3.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Let me fucking find this. Yeah, they.
Oh my God,
put
Ryan.
up 30. They put up 28 on the Cowboys, 34 on the Patriots. Only got 10 on the Colts, and only got 17 on the Texans. They got shut out by the Ravens. They lost to the fucking Bills, but they beat the Patriots and the Cowboys. Like, what the fuck is this team?
Yeah. Titans are an odd team.
The Titans are like an enigma wrapped in a riddle.
Yeah.
What do you think about Mariota's? I think he makes him look like he should be on Super Troopers 3.
He looks like he should be in the 70s with that mustache.
Oh. So out of 5 games, how many do you guys see us winning?
I could see one.
I can see
I
2.
see 2.
Who's y'all's 2?
Yeah.
Because I know the first one you're thinking of is the Redskins.
We're going to beat the Bears, I think, and the Cowboys.
The Bears?
No Trubisky.
Redskins
Come on.
and Cowboys.
Oh,
With no
man,
Trubisky, they fucking wrecked. Who?
Wait, why? Oh yeah, Trubisky's arm was sore, right? So they're not playing him. Are they gonna play him against us?
No, they're
No,
going to play Chase
no.
Daniels.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who did
If
they fucking
Khalil
beat?
Mack was hurt, I could be like maybe, but Khalil Mack is a thing, and that secondary is also a thing.
Yeah, I
And
think
their
In my
I
opinion,
think they
I
beat
think
the
next
team
week's
they were.
game is gonna be like the biggest challenge of our offense. Like in my opinion, after next week's game, we'll know whether Jamon Brown is a keeper or not. Like a staple in the offensive line from now on. After next week's game.
Yeah, they
Or against the
they
Redskins
beat
game
the
as well.
Lions. They beat the Lions by the pick 6 they had. It wouldn't surprise me if in their game against us, their defense scores more than their offense.
Oh man.
Draft the entire Wisconsin O-line. There we
Just Risner.
go.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and wrap this one up. I think we had a really good stream tonight. We got to come up with more topics, though. We're literally now fresh out of topics. Actually, guys, anybody in the chat, if you guys have topics you want us to talk about, I'll go ahead and put it on the list, and we can go ahead and incorporate that into the next stream. If you guys have any topics, man, and guys, even go to the YouTube channels, go comment on our videos, what topics you guys want us to talk about, and we'll put them into the. We'll go ahead and we'll put them in here, and we'll talk about things you guys want us to hear. If you guys want to get our opinions on certain things. But Ned, Dean, Ryan, if you guys all want to say goodbye to the stream.
I'd like to say
Goodbye,
goodbye
stream.
formally.
What'd you say?
Stream, we had a good time together. It was a good hour,
It was a good hour.
but I'm going to have to let you go.
It was like an hour and a half. I'm gonna have to let you go. But yeah, you guys, it was great. Everybody who tuned in, thank you guys. We hope you enjoyed the stream. I know some of you didn't, but I think the majority of you guys did. I think we all had a lot of fun here. I think we all really enjoyed talking to you guys in the chat and talking about the football giants. We're all here passionate about it, and I know a lot of us disagree about what this team needs to do and opinions on who we should have drafted and who we should sign, who we should keep, and all that. But I think at the end, we got to remember that we all have the same goal, which is, to make the Giants as good as possible. And we all just want this team to succeed. So I think lots of times we forget that, and we focus on different opinions instead of just focusing on the fact that we all have the same goal, guys. But
If we all agree to be,
if we all agree, that'd be weird, yeah. But everybody tuned in. I hope you guys had a good listen session. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Make sure to tune in to the next Intern podcast on Thursdays, and on Wednesdays you can listen to the older guys podcast with like Captain Negative, Tim, Marco, and Justin, all the original crew. I was a part of that original crew now, guys, but now me and the rest of the interns are doing our own thing on Thursdays. If you guys like our stream, go ahead and make sure to comment on it. Tell everybody how much you liked it. If you guys like the original stream, go and make sure to comment on that one as well. You guys keep bleeding blue.